What's the story, Morning Glory? What is the word, Hummingbird? Well, the word is your boy Don Lemon has gotten himself in a bit of a pickle over there at CNN. So, Don Lemon used to have his own evening news talk show, which I thought did extremely well. Now, that's how I got to know Don Lemon from his evening news talk show, which I thought was pretty popular. But I guess not because they moved him to a morning show called CNN This Morning, and he co hosts that with two other hosts. Poppy Harlow and Caitlin Collins. So this past Thursday, Don Lemon made a remark that people have deemed to be quite sexist. They were talking about Nikki Haley, who is going to be the Republican candidate for the United States presidency, and she is 51 years old. And Don Lemon had made a comment that she has passed her prime, I guess indicating that her chances of winning are pretty low. So when he said that, obviously his two co-hosts were like, what do you mean she's past her prime? And he tried to play it off by saying, hey, this is not me saying this. This is according to Google, that women reach their prime when they're in their 20s and 30s, maybe their 40s. So this didn't sit well at all with his two co-hosts, who ended up walking off set during a well-timed bathroom break. Now, the word is there is definite tension on the set of CNN This Morning, because back in December, Don Lemon allegedly screamed at Caitlin Collins in front of staffers off air because she had interrupted him while he was talking on air. This reached up to the CNN executives, the higher ups at CNN, that he had yelled at her like this in front of other employees. And so then he was told to take a day off to cool off. Don Lemon also received backlash for saying that the U.S. men's soccer team should be paid more than the women's soccer team because they're more interesting to watch, despite the fact that they ended up losing the World Cup. So when he got backlash for that statement, he tried to backpedal and say that it was just a joke. He really didn't mean that. He was just joking around. So I'm not understanding what's going on with Don Lemon and while he's having so many fumbles on air at CNN, because at first I thought that he was like CNN's golden child, because I thought his evening news talk show did extremely well. But they moved him to the mornings. The show was struggling. I think they fired an executive producer of one of the shows. He's not getting along at all with his co-host. I think around December, around Christmas time, there was an event that they needed to attend. It was a Christmas event that they were supposed to arrive to together, all three of them, and they didn't. They showed up separately, one by one. So I'm not exactly understanding what's going on here with Don Lemon. And the remark that he made of women reaching their prime in their 20s and 30s, and him trying to clean it up by saying, hey, it's not me, it's Google. Oh man, I don't know, because that was just completely awful, absolutely awful to say that. And Don Lemon, he did come out and he did issue some type of an apology to his coworkers for saying that. I mean, it was off air. Supposedly he did apologize for making that remark. Right now he is they told him to not report to work, to take some time off, and I saw pictures of him on the beach with his fiance. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening with Don Lemon. I don't know if he's trying to get out of a contract or if he's got a lot on his mind and he's just saying the wrong things. I don't know. But word on the curb is that they are possibly looking to get rid of Don Lemon, which to me is just like, wow, because he's been on CNN for quite a while, and I've always thought that he was doing really well on CNN, but according to these reports, absolutely not. Let's move on to Michael Irvin. So as we all know, Michael Irvin was slated to host a bunch of hosting gigs for the Super Bowl. He was in Arizona. He was going to be doing several hosting gigs. Everything was ready to go until that fateful night when he came back from dinner, right before the Super Bowl. He came back from dinner, back to the hotel, ran into a fan. Words were exchanged. Next thing you know, he's told to leave the hotel and he lost his hosting gigs. So Michael Irvin decided to sue because he was never told what this particular, and the fan was not just a fan, she was also an employee of the hotel. So they had an exchange that she herself had initiated when she saw him. Something was said that she took offense to, reported it to her management team. The management team got in contact with the NFL. The NFL fired him. So here we are. No one knows what was said that had offended her so much. That has never been revealed. But witnesses who were present when these two were talking had said that nothing offensive, nothing off color, nothing bad at all was said by Michael Irvin. In fact, their words were that it was like a very positive, jovial conversation, nothing to indicate that she was offended by anything that he had said. So it was quite bizarre that and the NFL was so quick to let him go from his hosting jobs based on, he said, she said type of thing. Well, Michael Irvin ended up filing a lawsuit, a $100 million lawsuit against the female employee, the Marriott Hotel. And I'm not sure why he did not include the NFL. I guess he doesn't want to burn bridges with the NFL since he was a former NFL player. But he filed a $100 million lawsuit. And I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Thursday, when the court ruled in one of the motions that his attorney had filed, the court had ruled in their favor. The judge had ordered that the Marriott Hotel must turn over any and all video footage it has of the encounter between Michael Irvin and his accuser, because the other side needs to know exactly what was said. What is she accusing him of allegedly saying that she took so much offense to? The judge also granted Michael Irvin's request for the hotel to provide the name of the accuser as well as anyone else who may have filed a complaint against Michael Irvin. So he has the right to know the identity of the people that were accusing him. The judge also ordered the names of the NFL employees who received the complaints. Irvin's lawsuit claims that he only spoke to the woman after she called him over to introduce herself. Eyewitnesses describe the interaction as jovial and completely harmless. So things are looking quite good for Michael Irvin right now. $100 million lawsuit. I mean, that young lady better be working a whole bunch of overtime because so far things are going in his favor. But we have yet to see what the final outcome will be of this lawsuit. I get the feeling that the Marriott is going to end up probably settling and maybe issuing a statement that they do apologize. Not necessarily, I don't even know if they would even issue a statement apologizing because I would admit some type of fault, but they're going to probably want to settle. Moving on to the very sad news of Kellie Pickler. So Kellie Pickler, unfortunately on Friday, her husband, passed away by suicide at the age of 49. She didn't know where her husband was. She ends up calling 911 and he was found in a locked upstairs bedroom / office. He was 49 years old. Kellie Pickler is 36 years old. I know Kellie Pickler from American Idol during the American Idol heydays. This was back in 2006 when she was featured on American Idol. I distinctly remember her on American Idol. She finished 6th that season. She was just one of those very bubbly, happy, cute as a button. She came in 6th, but she ended up actually making a career with her singing. And her husband even had their own reality TV show from 2015, I think, to 2018. Really, 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 really sad. They've been married 12 years. They got married on January the 1st, 2011. 1111 was their date of marriage. He had just posted a pretty happy post on Instagram regarding some type of musical milestone that he was able to accomplish. His name is Kyle. I don't know if I mentioned his name, Kyle Jacobs. So it's just shocking. And our hearts go out to Kellie. And man, and just a lot of prayers that she's able to get this. This was her partner for at least 11 years. I don't know how long they were dating before then, but for at least 11 years, this was the love of her life. And now he's no longer there, and I just don't know how somebody goes on after that. But I'm pretty sure she'll find the strength somewhere, somehow, in due time. She'll find the strength to go on. That's all I have to talk about. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. Bye.